Good morning, children. After learning Numpy, we are moving to a much more wonderful environment called Pandas. When we talk about Pandas, we can say at the very basic level, it's an enhanced version of Numpy. But it is also a library which has a lot of function which can be used in our Python environment for calculating tabular data. Now, before we learn pandas, we need to understand one thing. As you have all seen in Numpy, we import Numpy, we need to import pandas also. But if you are importing pandas, we should make sure that your path is set. Now, some of you at the installation level itself might have set the path. For others who have not set the path, please check this following instructions whether you have done that in your own system. That is, you go to your PC, right click on that, properties you take, go to advanced system settings where you find environment variables. There is system variables and user variables for your computer. We need to check that when you installed your path, like here, you can only see C program files, Intel wireless, because in this system, Numpy or Pandas or even Python is not installed. But in your system it's installed. So whether the corresponding folder where the Pandas or Python is installed is coming as a path or not, we have to check. Without that, if you do, this will definitely cause error, as you have already seen in Numpy. To be very clear about this, keep it in mind. After editing, you have to press OK. But right now, I am pressing cancel because I am not doing anything. Similarly, user variables and system variables, you have this path. Both the areas, we have to check whether after clicking edit, whether that particular path has come or not. If not, you have to reinstall your Python properly, or you can contact me. I will clarify your doubts. I hope it is clear. So only after this particular section, you need to go and start working on your environment. I am cancelling everything because I didn't make any changes. So what was Pandas? Once again, it was a data structure. Data structure, there are many kinds of data structures in the programming languages. We can think as our Numpy one kind of data structure. In our Numpy, we had one-dimensional array and two-dimensional array. The same thing can be introduced here in a different style. So we will start with the definition. So if it is a one single mark question, and if you write pandas is a data structure, you will definitely get your half mark in your hand. But more than that, we have a wonderful definition over here. It's a particular way of storing and organizing data in a computer to suit a specific purpose so that it can be accessed and worked in appropriate ways. Now, you can change this definition in your own way. You can also say it can be used for tabulating enormous data in the form of rows and columns. That definition is also well valid. So definition is not a mandatory that you should follow this style itself. Out of the many styles of organizing data in our pandas, we have two styles of organization. We call it a series and data frame. Like if you compare your Numpy, you have one-dimensional array and two-dimensional array. Here series stands for one-dimensional array and data frame stands for your two-dimensional array. But what you can see as output, that is what is going to give you the surprise element here. In your series, suppose imagine that you have two types of components. You have data and your index. Now data is what you store. Your name is a data. Your mark can be a data. Your grade can be data. All these are data which you store normally in your one-dimensional array. Here when you create, the first statement, as you know, as in your Numpy, you have to give import pandas with an alias name as PD. So you are giving your pandas creation after installing the pandas with the help of pip install pandas. That means after setting the path, you might have gone to your control environment and in the system variable section you have checked your path and then you have installed your pip install pandas command in the CMD command prompt, and then you're coming to your Python environment and there you are writing your first coding as import pandas as PD. For example, again I have shown you import numpy as NP to make you understand that we have done the similar kind of a statement here. Now, this all of you might have understood. What have we done here? We have created a range of values. A range of values right now stands with starting from 1 and waiting till 8. But it won't reach 8 as you all know. That is given to a variable called as A. And then I have created a list. So my A is an array and days is a list. A list which comprises of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And now this statement, the second statement after that, after your list creation, that is the first Panda statement creation, where the series, you can see series is typed in capital, S stands for capital, pd.series, bracket open, you have two arguments, index equal to A and data equal to days. Now, as I have already told, when you create a series, you should have two components. You have data and index. When you have two components, data and index, those two components should be mentioned as argument here. When you mention it as arguments here, index equal to A, that becomes your index values and data equal to days. Days became your data values. So now to make you clearly understand, I have written here index is an array for the data in the list days. So if you run this after storing that into a variable called as df1. What is df1? df1 is nothing but a variable. And if you print df1, the output comes exactly as it's shown in the text area format. So what is the difference between Numpy and Pandas? Numpy, we will never show the location values. We will only show the data. But here we have an index which was created by us and then we have a data section. So we can clearly understand Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, which is the list, is converted into a data section in data frame and your corresponding index is coming as your index location. So once again, the first creation of pandas. Steps 1, you have to import pandas. If you are using Numpy, you have to import Numpy. Then depending upon your wish, you can use dictionary, list or whatever you want as a data. I have used a list here where I have created all our weekdays as the variable days is storing it. Then this statement, the specific statement which you can see here is the one which creates your pandas. PD, which is a name, alias name which I have given for pandas, dot series, the keyword which creates our series section, or I can say the panda section. Bracket, you have two arguments, not mandatory that you should give two arguments, but as a beginners, we will follow this style itself. Index, which is a keyword, data, which is a keyword, assigned with an array, here assigned with a list. So what is an index? It's nothing but the array A for the data in the list days. I hope you understood. And here you have a variable which will be storing our pandas or our data frame in this format which is shown there. Exactly that will be displayed when I click on print df1. Now example 2. If I'm not specifying the index, by default the index is counted from 0. If you compare, here I have created an index with a range function which starts with 1. So automatically the index started with 1. If I am not specifying as it is given in our section 2, it is counted from 0. So even if you are not providing the index, when you create the series, you can finish your series Panda creation. That is, you create here with your import again. Whenever you create pandas, don't forget this statement, just like your numpy should be there, which will import all the functions of pandas. This time I only have a list here. I didn't have an array. That means my index parameter or the argument is going to be missed here. You can see I created your pds.cds just like the same way here, but the difference is that I never mentioned anything as index or data. Without mentioning the keywords index or data, the Python library has the ability to understand this is our data values. So where is the index gone? Index is automatically taken from 0 onwards depending upon the number of values or data members you have here. So see now how the output comes after this section. The output comes starting with 0 as the index without any specification. Started with 0, ended with 6, and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday exactly as I have shown there. Now some of you might have a doubt. What is this D type? You notice over here also you have a D type. Here also you have a D type. You already know what is D type. D type is nothing but data type. Object 7 is the data type of your pandas. So whenever you print, by default the data type will be automatically displayed, which will be never seen or which you have never seen in your numpy or in your list or in your dictionary. So another specific features, data type is always shown. Now 2 examples have shown. You can once again compare and see. One section, the first example, you are specifically giving index and data. Second section, you are giving only the data without even specifying the keywords. So in the basic level of understanding, we are just creating, no calculation, nothing is done. So creation is shown to you. I hope you are able to understand whatever different styles of programs we did with NumPy. I'm sure we can do this with your pandas also, maybe more than that. So we are moving towards example 3. Another way of putting the same thing. What is this? Dic1. As you all know, this is your dictionary where you have your key as Jan, Feb, March and your values as I have notified as 31, 28 and 30. Without even saying anything to pandas, pandas will understand that you have to create an index and data section with the dictionary. So when you create your data as your data dictionary, again the index and data keywords need not be specified. Simply write the dictionary name, just like the way you wrote list name here. This is a list where index was not there, but here we have a dictionary where you have your key and values, and you can see Jan, Feb, March. What is that? That is your index. And 31, 28, 30, that is your data. If you give the other way around, I hope you will get it very clearly. Then your 31, 28, 30 will become your index, and Jan, Feb and March will become your data. So, in short, when we compare these 3 examples, your pandas can be created, or the library of pandas can be created with our old portions. That is, our string can be used here. I have not used string. I'm starting with string. List can be used here. Dictionary can be used here. And your favorite NumPy also can be used here. Most effectively, we will use your NumPy and dictionary. Even though list and strings can be used, we will use more than that your corresponding dictionary and your NumPy. So 3 examples got over everywhere. Once again compare the difference. The first example you have 2 arguments specified with the help of pd.series index data. Second example, we didn't specify any arguments, a list was shown, automatically Python took it as your data. The third example, you have your dictionary where the key and values are specified, and then Python is able to understand that Jan, Feb, March is your index and your 31, 28, 30 is your corresponding data value. So 3 different types of creation are shown. After understanding this much, we will move forward. Thank you.